And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Zuster City, Sabbat in the Taylor. Tonight, after waking, Kaylee is wondering a few things and doesn't quite know what to do. She's not necessarily confused, but she doesn't know what to do about this entire Templar thing. And in order to get a little bit of a clearer head, she goes, for fuck's sake, once again forgot to roll my nightmares. She decides to go for a ride. Basically, not particularly going anywhere, and as usual, when she's not going anywhere, she wow. I want this dice roll for something else. Have you ever had that feeling that's like, yeah, I love this dice roll, but not for this? Anyway, so usually when she's not driving in any particular direction, she ends up in what was it, Georgetown?
Greenfield.
Greenfield, of course, Greenfield. She ends up there. And as she drives through the streets that are now pretty familiar to her, she basically on a whim decides to go to the fort, see if her previous boss is in, and maybe she doesn't actually know really what to do, but well, maybe he has some ideas. So she goes
Well,
up to the fort. Mhm. Sorry?
um, yeah, you'll reach the fort and the doors across the courtyard. If you knock upon it, Lester will answer for you this evening, and he'll just ask you if you're there to see Master Burns.
Katie kind of smiles. Yeah, why else would I be here?
He nods, he bows. He'll escort you to Jacob's apartment, knocking on the door, ushering you in, and yeah, you'll see that Jacob is kind of just sitting on the couch watching some television. He'll look at you and he'll actually smile. It's good to see you, Kaylee. I didn't expect you back so soon.
Uh, well, it's Thursday. It's I guess it's also time for my weekly sleepovers. But
Ah, how the time flies. Well, I'm glad you're keeping your end of the bargain. So what's new?
um, it wasn't exactly why I came here, to be honest. Though I should be keeping up that part of the deal, I guess. Um, she kind of just sits down on the couch and lets herself just fall into it. I don't know. What's new? Mm, not much, as it goes to, well, not life,
Hmm.
except what is it, 2 nights ago? Last night? I don't know. There was some interesting talks on top of a building in Briarville.
Oh, and what was the topic of these talks?
You've heard about that proclamation of the Archbishop?
Ah, yes, Franklin informed me.
Mm. Well, following that, there was someone who wanted to proclaim themselves as bishop.
Oh,
And then two more got elected.
so who's the new council of bishops we have residing?
Well, there's like a week that people have time to object, I guess, via monumency. Um, and it's I didn't even know that I don't fucking know how bishop works, but apparently there's now a war bishop, a secret or truth something bishop, and a spiritual bishop.
And who would these personages be?
Well, besides Arthur Thane, who's still like bishop and everything and blah, um, Biker wants to be one more bishop, so he declared himself. And people got talking that there should be more bishops, and people proposed Murdoch for I don't know whether it's secrets, truths, or everything kind of bishop. And then a spiritual bishop, they kind of like elected the professor.
Hmm, it's good.
Is it?
I think so. Having the professor from our pack rose into the ranks of bishop, that is ideal for us. And I mean us, I mean the bastards.
Hmm. Yeah. So people kind of got like very excited over all of this. Mm, what, boss? Can I just ask you a question?
Of course.
What does it mean to be a Templar exactly?
Hmm. There's a broad definition of what a Templar is, usually defined by what a Templar does. To boil it down to simplest terms, a Templar is somewhat of a bodyguard, sometimes assassin of a bishop, although it's much more involved than that. You can find the history of the Templar in the word itself. Much like the Crusader Knights of old, they were there to protect the pilgrims that ventured into Jerusalem. So you can kind of consider this a blasphemous spin on things, as to be a Templar, one is to protect the interests and the body of their patron.
Hmm. Okay, but what does it mean? I mean, th- that I already knew it was a bodyguard and that they kind of have to state the proclamations that the bishops make. So, what else? Is there anything special to it? Is it like good? Is it like, is it a good position? Is it like get people off your back? What would it mean nowadays?
Oh, there are many pros and cons to being a Templar. Which would you like to hear first, the cons or the pros?
Well, bring on the pros first, because the cons I prefer to keep in mind the longest.
The pros. You have yourself a patron. As a bishop's Templar, you are a reflection of him, an extension. Therefore, he will be interested in making sure that, one, you don't make a fool of yourself, two, that you aren't given to the whims of the other denizens that might have designs against him. It does offer you protection, a badge of sorts that lets you operate. It only goes as far as your patron's influence and power can go. But nonetheless, it is a rank of distinction that many Sabbat would hesitate to carelessly tread upon.
Hmm.
In a way, it would be somewhat like the relationship you had before being my child, except there is much, much, much more respect given to the individual that holds the title of Templar.
Okay, so those are the pros. Now bring on the
Mhm.
cons.
The cons are, well, like again, in our former relationship, it is a patron's right to ask of you to put your life on the line for them. It is their right to wield you much like a weapon that typically, most of the times, a Templar is regarded as.
Hmm.
Also, any of the detractors of said bishop, you instantaneously, unfortunately, wear the garments of a stooge.
A what?
A stooge, a goon, a lackey, if you will.
Hmm. Okay.
And it would not bode well for you to voice whatever oppositions you may conscientiously hold with any of your bishop's decrees, therefore reinforcing the whole lackey stereotype.
Hmm. Kaylee stares at the television for a while, though you can actually see that she's not like following whatever's on. She's staring.
Is that all you wanted to ask?
Hmm. I don't know. Um. Okay. But, fuck's sake. So Viker,
Mm-hmm.
I already told you before. Like people got a little excited and everybody started to offer themselves as Templars. Um. And for some reason that I don't fully understand yet, despite the fact that I made no effort whatsoever to fucking sell myself, he asked if I wanted to be his Templar.
You see Jacob nod, though he's not looking at you. That's good. That's good. He must be impressed with your skills and talents.
He has hardly seen anything. I mean, I've met him once. That was when we were up against Pack 14.
Hmm. Nonetheless, there must be some quality you have that impressed upon him. Everything else can be trained and honed.
But I don't know if I should do it or not. I mean, he says there's payment involved, and, well, as you already said, some sort of respect. So basically, that means that I have a little bit more freedom than I have now.
Mm.
But, well, you know what I think about the whole bishop kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. I do. And I would tell you that attitude would have to change quickly should you become a Templar.
Mm,
But do you want my honest opinion, my dear?
if I didn't want it, why would I be talking about it?
Maybe just to hear yourself talk. I don't know.
Yeah, 'cause I like to talk, but then I can just record myself, you know?
In my honest opinion and analysis of your prowess, I don't think you're ready. Should you take the position? Yes, you should. But I don't think you're ready for it.
Hmm, let's see. Why not?
Why not, you ask?
Hmm,
You have a though you I see that you are making strides to be a little bit more dependable, more obedient. I don't think it's quite a skill that you've mastered yet. And I'm not quite sure, well, I don't think you naturally have a gift for loyalty in its most highest form.
gee, you make me sound almost like a bad person.
To be a Templar is to invest. both ways between patron and their Templar: faith, loyalty, trust, and it comes at the price of accepting it at face value once you are sworn as a Templar.
Hmm. But
Hello. No, I'm sorry. Go on.
look, it's all fun and games what you're saying, and sure, I don't like to listen to others. Well, not unless I ask for it. I don't like to be told what I have to do. I prefer to make my own decisions. But as far as I see right now, that still doesn't. That's just not gonna happen. Apparently, you always have to bow down to someone. Fucking bullshit. It's like when you're just in a pack, you have to listen to your ductus. But if you're a ductus, apparently you have to listen to those people calling themselves bishops. And if you're a bishop, there's an archbishop. And probably something above that again. There's no way that you can have total freedom, apparently.
Of
You always
course not,
someone.
silly. Of course not.
Hmm. So, yeah, that means I'll never belong.
Belong? Of course you'll belong. But that's the thing, you have to sacrifice a piece of your own freedom in order to belong. My dear, that is the familial unit of a pack. That is the bond between sire and child. That is the bond between Sabbat pack and bishop. It is all the relations. You see, the one that is your leader, whether that's a ductus, a bishop, an archbishop, and so on and so forth, it is because they have already proven themselves to those that have gone before, brothers and sisters, warriors in the Sabbat that have shed their blood and given their lives to protect this thing of ours. So, while we do value freedom, our freedom has always been under attack. And therefore, to protect that freedom, we must work together. Some must follow and some must lead. If you don't wish to follow anyone, my dear, then I suggest you lead.
It's not, I don't want to listen to anyone. I've listened to people plenty of times. It just has to make sense.
Mm.
I'm not
And
a blind sheep just following what everyone says. I'm not going to tie someone's shoelaces if, well, never mind.
and that's to be expected and that's perfectly fine. But you must understand, for that, you must sacrifice such positions, such glories as being someone's Templar. Because the office of Templar, its shining reward, for all of its rewards, it does take with it the burden that one, yes, willingly accepts on faith the orders of their patron. Of course, you shouldn't be blind, but you will have to balance that between your oath of service and your conscience.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I had to talk to Viker about it anyway, and I hadn't accepted anything yet. I'm not accepting something I don't understand. So, I guess I have to talk to him.
Very well. I hope that you find some niche. I would be so proud to call a daughter a Templar.
Hmm. Well, maybe I can learn. As I said, I don't like to follow orders that hold no reason. I don't know. I don't know Viker well enough to know if he would hand out such orders. I'll see.
My dear, sometimes, especially during war, which is something the Sabbat stands on the precipice of every evening. Sometimes in war, time doesn't allow us to explain. Sometimes the path to victory doesn't allow us to disseminate the truth to those below us. Sometimes the matter of faith, taking a leader at their word, just as much taking the oath of loyalty at a knight's word, a Templar's word, if you will. Sometimes that is the very grease of a war machine, just as much as money or blood. Without it, if we constantly contradict our leaders, well, we wouldn't function and perform as well as an army as we ought to.
Hmm, I get that, but well, at least thanks for being honest, I guess. As I said, I still have to talk to him about it. I want to know what he would expect of me, specifically. Mm,
Well, I can tell you this for certain. It's going to be expected of you to kill someone, something, sometime.
mm.
I hope you're more comfortable with that nowanites.
I blew up a building.
And how many people did you kill inside again?
Don't know, 30, 40, something like
Hmm,
that. Was busy.
that's a good count.
Well, I guess that's what I wanted to ask.
Hmm. If you have any more questions, do feel free to ask. But since you're here now, are you hungry? What would you like for dinner?
Hmm, what do you have?
I have quite the array and variety, all shapes, all sizes. But if you want something foreign, we can always order out.
Mm, I've been eating a lot of international food lately.
Well, want something more American?
Hmm? Yeah, sure, why not? I don't really have anything specific that I mean, no, not really specific wishes. So, yeah, anything you have?
Well, I believe we have some Texas trucker we picked up a while ago. I hope that's American enough for you.
How many burgers did he stash?
I don't know. He had a sack from McDonald's when we first picked him up.
Hmm. So we're going to go junk food style then.
Hmm.
Okay, can do. Quick snack.
And I guess with that, Jacob and Kayla go out doing a little hunting for the night.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
if there's nothing else, could call that scene.
No, no, I don't think there's anything else.
Okay, cool.
So everybody, thank you for watching and have a pleasant evening.